Have you ever encountered the phrase, "show me the receipts"? The person is asking for evidence. This usually comes in the form of a screenshot or a screen capture of social media posts or text messages. But how do you know if that's been altered? We'll go through using digital forensics, show you how you can determine that for yourself, whether it's the original or if it's been altered, whether it's real or if it's fake. Software we're going to be using to do this is Forensically. The link for it's in the description. This is free software. You don't have to download anything or install it. It just works right in your web browser. Now, the first example we're going to look at is something that I've taken myself, a screenshot of a real tweet. We're going to need to look at a baseline so that we can compare that to what we would also encounter in cases where we've been given a receipt or evidence. We're trying to figure out if it's been altered or if it's the original. So I've got an image here that I've taken of a tweet from our good friend Titania. She has a lot of controversial opinions. But the first thing we're going to need to do is just take a look at the JPEG analysis. You see that that's at 90. Our error level analysis is already set at 90. Taking a look at the digital signatures. Whenever an image is created, there's digital signatures that are compressed in the image. Whenever it's been altered, there's new additional digital signatures that are added to that, and they come out in the ELA. In this example, we see that there's a lot of pinks and blues around the colored areas of this tweet, and then our text is purely black and white and gray, and that's consistent throughout all of the text of this image. So that's our baseline. That's what we would expect to see in a real screenshot or a real capture, screen capture. Now let's compare that to this example that we have of Donald Trump. This particular tweet got a lot of attention about a month ago. People are really offended by it. Some oldies will have to die. It's even made it onto some news articles online. Looking at the JPEG analysis on this one, we see it's at 94. So we're going to have to set our error level analysis a little bit up here. And if you remember when we looked at the last one, we see a similar thing. We see a lot of pinks and blues in the colored areas. But looking at our text, we see a lot of added extra blue in there. Remember the original one that we were looking at just a minute ago, all of the text was straight gray, black, and white. There wasn't any color in here at all. But in this one we see a lot of blue, a little bit of pinks, and other colors in here. These are digital signatures that were added to the image later. This has been altered. And in fact, the source of this particular image is, I'll link it in the description, it's a Satire website. But this image started getting shared online, people not saying that it was a Satire website, and so people believed that this was real. And that's how it even made its way into news articles. I'll post the link for the news article that had this in the description, and also the Satire site that's the original source for this particular image. But this is a good example of just comparing your baseline of what you should expect to see in evidence that's just presented when someone says, "show me the receipts," compared to evidence that it's been altered. You're going to see those extra digital signatures in there. And if you actually look, Donald Trump didn't even tweet anything about this particular topic during May 8th. He talked about a lot of other stuff, but he never talked about anything close to this. I'll link the tweet that we use in an example as a baseline from our friend Titania in the description also. So you'll have the article that's the source of this, and you'll have the article that made the news, people thinking that this was real, and then our example from Titania of the baseline. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. If you find something you want me to take a look at, whether it be a photograph or a screenshot or video, just send me an email. The link for that is in the description as well. Hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy yourself.